Hello, everybody, it's the Worm, and I'm back with some more VLR. Last time we had to deal with Dio's duplicity. He has essentially taken Quark hostage by taking the Excelivir and forcing us to go along with his little scheme into voting either ally. Well, he wants us to vote ally instead of betray, so that he can betray us and then escape. That's the plan. So, in this situation, I have gone with what Sigma has wanted to do, which is to hit ally, and thus essentially sacrificing himself so that Quark may live. However, I do think. Well, he talked about it last time. So the idea was if he forced Dio's hand and got the vial smashed, then that's it. Whereas, although there's no guarantee that Dio will either not smash it or just take it with him when he runs out the nine door, there's still a potential opportunity that Quark is able to get the Excelivir, where there wouldn't be if Sigma hits betray or tries to do something funny. And I would like to say there were a couple comments regarding my little my ideas, and I think they're mostly fair. When I'm in the moment, in the scene, it's in giving my blind reaction. I'm in it. I'm trying to view myself, say, in Sigma's shoes here. So it's, maybe I've not considered all the externalities or all the potentialities that are going on here. I'm just saying, what I feel at the time. So, yeah, I could admit maybe it's a bit hasty to want to try to do this ambush plan of mine. But that's sort of that was my first instinct, because you're put in a situation where you have to play his game, and that made me at least want to instantly sort of rebel against that. I don't want to play your game. I don't want to have to choose between Quark and my life. I want you to get your comeuppance, and I want you to be defeated. And so obviously, when I'm in that state of mind, in the moment, I'm scrambling, trying to find a way for us to get by this. So it is very unfortunate that they put the cure to the very dangerous pandemic disease in a very easily smashed glass bottle, huh? It's just such a shame. But I will say, excuse me. Let's see here. I know Amber was saying, what would be the point in telling the others? And I could accept maybe telling the others doesn't lead to success in an ambush plan or anything. But I still think it's well, I think it would be worth it for us to tell at least Phi more than anyone else. Well, for one, Phi seems to be much smarter than me. So, even if I can't figure out a perfect situation, at least letting her know would allow her to add her thinking to our own. And also, well, I feel like they deserve to know, because essentially Dio's winning the game right now. He's going to get 9 points from this, and he's going to run out the door and he's going to win and then lock us all in here. And if he keeps the Excelivir with him, then he's essentially killing Quark as well, along with the rest of us, by trapping us in here. So really, although it may not solve the problem, I do feel like, having more heads thinking about the issue could be important. Because remember, when we left The when we finished our talk and everyone went on their own way to explore, we had what 40 minutes, 45 minutes before the doors close, and it's still incredible to me that Dio just left us. That he didn't stick around to keep an eye on us during that whole thing. Um, so it's not even like we had only 5 minutes, and you know that we had quite a while to think of something, anything. I don't know. Um, yeah. Plus, I don't know what the sort of mechanics around. We both get into the ambidex game, right? And or the excuse me, we both get into the ambidex room, like the elevator we're in right now. And then the door closes behind us, and it's sealed, right? You're not allowed to leave until you're finished with the game. Got it. Understood. Does it? Does the door open after you vote, after you and your opponent votes, or after everyone votes? That's a question I have. Um, Because if it, I want to say it opens when everyone's done voting, right? Is that does that sound correct? I feel like they may have shown it before, rather than explicitly said if that was the case. But if it's the case that it only opens after your partner votes and you vote, then you could have made a plan where it's something like, I don't know, hey, I'm gonna delay my voting for a little while. Well, till how about we're gonna delay? Sigma could say we're gonna delay our vote until the very last possible second, and in that time, you guys all vote and get out quickly. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's after everyone's done voting. Yeah, I don't think this works. So, yeah, because Dio's just gonna sprint straight to the door at the end. So yeah, that doesn't work. And he went to the all the way one at the end, right? So yeah, he made sure that he'd have the shortest possible distance and no one between him and the door. Yeah. And the other thing is we don't know when he went back there. We know he left with Kay, but we don't know when he went back to the warehouse. Because that was a good move on his part. Getting Whenever he did get back, he went straight to the elevator door and got in there. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely a rough situation. I didn't mean to imply that this was the what I was saying was the best choice. It just seemed weird to me that Sigma seemed to very quickly resign himself to Dio's game. That was what was getting my what's the phrase I'm looking for? I can't remember it. That's what was annoying me a bit, you know. So let's continue on from here. Obviously, this is the give Dio what he wants bit. Um, so we'll see how long this lasts. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the flowchart in a little while, but um, depending on how long this is, then we'll get to see what happens when Dio gets when it doesn't get what he wants. I would assume he would break it as he walked out of the door or something. But you know, now I know that some Excelivir was found in the past, and the issue was that we only had one container of it. Where was that one found? There was a point of time where it was during where Alice and Quark were both in the infirmary, and it was said that we found one bottle of Excelivir, but we only had the one. Was that found in somewhere? Other than the lab, I can't remember. Because if it was if it was the one from the lab, then it's still the same issue. Okay, let's just continue on.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Yeah. So it has to be everyone at once. That's the case. I'm sure it's been once I remembered the sort of voice that, just what she said there, gates opening at once, that reminded me, yeah, that's always been the case. Okay, Clover and I stepped out of the AB room. For several long moments, we just stared at one another. Words weren't necessary. Everything she would have tried to tell me, I could already see in her eyes. Let's go. I turned and headed toward the results screen.
Sigma.
I heard her behind me, her voice barely louder than a whisper. The choice was already made. I stood up straight and kept walking. Whoa, wait. Wow. So Kay went through with it, huh? Although, interestingly, wow, this is fascinating. Now remember, Kay betrayed us as Sigma, a little while ago, and now he's doing a similar thing here. This could tell us some stuff here. Not surprising, and then not surprising. The K-Dio team is going to escape, huh? Now I'm kind of interested. What's going on here? What is this going to look like?
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Oh yeah, and what I was about to say, I think, before seeing the results. We'll get to see if... because Sigma's a robot, right? So we'll get to see whether or not if the robots are designed to be affected by these drugs in the same way. Or, it doesn't necessarily have to be... I mean, we've been told what's in the various bracelets, but it could be a scenario where Sigma... okay, what's the over and under on Sigma being the only robot? Like, could Phi be a robot too? Maybe. But anyway, that's tangent. The point I'm saying is, maybe Sigma as a robot has something else in his bracelet that, or it could be some weird thing where, I don't know, if Sigma, he could, what would it be? Run a program that make him simulate what it would be like to have a disease or something like that. Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the drugs that do it. I'm not entirely sure. We got the whole thing from Golem. I want to say Golem because it was Golm, but they pronounced it Golem for whatever reason. The one Golem we know. We saw whenever that Golem guy wanted to tell us something, whatever system he was connected to immediately shut him down there. So what's to say something similar can't happen to Sigma, something like that. Okay, sorry, bit of a tangent.
What?
Sigma's BP is...
Negative.
Suddenly all eyes were on me. I felt their weight, but stood my ground. It was the result I had expected. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I didn't have to wait long. Ooh. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soparil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Hey! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Trying to open my eyelids was like trying to lift sheets of lead. My eyes had lost the ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that had to be Dio in front of the number 9 door. Damn it. You'll keep your promise. God damn it. I groaned, and with a Herculean effort, I lifted my head, and then my sluggish body off the floor. Every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. But somehow I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio. Then, at last. The smudge of color faded into a recognizable person. I threw out my hand in front of him. Give it back. Give me the medicine.
Give it back. Don't act like it's yours. Aren't we supposed to share everything we find here?
I don't care. Just hand me the medicine.
What are you talking about?
We found the Excelavir in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it.
What?
You mean he has it? Right now?
Yeah. So?
I kept my promise. Now you. I wasn't a fool. I knew what kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give us back the Excelavir. If he didn't, then I'd die with my hands around his throat. I gathered as much of my mind as I could and got ready to attack.
Fine.
Hey! Not quite what I'd been expecting.
Here.
Uh-oh. With a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it toward me. I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. The label said unmistakably, Excelavir. It was the real thing. Clover, take it. I held it out toward her.
Right. Of course.
She quickly tucked it into her pocket. Good. Now, look, at least Quark will be alright. Still trapped in here, though. With that, the last of my strength left me, and I dropped to my knees.
Sigma! Are you okay? Sigma! Sigma!
I guess this is it.
First is the Soparil, which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
9 minutes. Once the Soparil was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant followed it. About 4 minutes had already passed, which left me with 5, give or take a little. In 5 minutes, I would be dead. What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? Heh. I gave a raspy, quiet laugh. Even with death staring me in the face, I seemed to be determined to struggle right up until the very end. Okay, Sigma. You can do this. Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solutions. How could I save myself? How? There had to be something. Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. If there was a way out, I'd find it. I wasn't ready to give up on life yet. There had to be an answer. What? To be continued. Huh. I thought it would be a bad end. "5 minutes of life, huh? Alright. Very interesting that, it's very interesting to me that Kay voted betray. That's the... I mean... the way he was reacting during the conversation that he had with Fi, and the way he laughed... Again, it's so strange because he seems to vote pretty generously. Well, no, because there's the he usually picks betray in the beginning, and he always claims that it's, you know, because he's worried, where it's like a safety thing. Interesting that we didn't get to talk about it either, you know? What with Sigma immediately getting injected and then Dio trying to leave. Yeah. It is interesting to me that Dio didn't immediately throw the switch. He just waited for us and then did decide to give us the Accelavir. I mean, but he's dooming us either way, because he's gonna... He would have opened the door and left after that, wouldn't he? Unless Kay... I mean, there's more to that route. We didn't see the end there, so maybe Kay would have done something or gone with him, or I don't know. Okay. No. We want to go to here. We want to see the other way. This one's probably gonna be sad. This bad end here. Let's see it. Okay. Clover and I walked out slowly out of the AV room. Dio glanced over at us as he exited his own room. I looked away before he could make eye contact.
Sigma, why? After all that stuff you said. I mean, it's not like I'm criticizing you. I think you made the right decision. You don't need to apologize. I think I would have chosen betray if I was in your position. We'll find another way, all right? We just have to keep an eye on Dio. As soon as he gives us an opening, we take it. And I'm sure Alice will help us too.
Did you tell her?
It's okay. We can trust Alice. There's no way she told him. Anyway, let's go check the results.
Aha. Well, I'm okay with that. That's what I was hoping for, that you'd tell her. Yeah, let's check the results. Maybe strategically... never mind. Ta-da!
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
I want to hear more about this. This is what I want to hear about.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
All right, now just sucker punch him, clock him over the head. Come on, get him, get him.
What the hell is this?
Sorry, I decided to choose betray.
Oh, so you don't care what happens to Quark?
What kind of a cold-hearted bastard are you? Yeah, call his bluff. See what'll happen.
Jeez.
Please, just give it back.
Hey, Sigma, what are you talking about?
We found the Excelivir in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it. What? You mean he has it right now?
Nah, I don't have it. Well,
What?
I won't have it in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, here it is. The moment the words left his mouth, I knew what he planned to do. No, don't. I leapt toward him as I spoke, but it was already too late. Dio snatched the vial out of his pocket, brought it up, and threw it to the ground.
No!
You bastard.
What are you doing?
A promise is a promise. If you'd chose an ally, this never would have happened. You want to blame someone? Blame yourselves.
Gah. I'd had enough. Something snapped in my brain. Bastard. I let out a guttural roar and leapt forward. Only to be stopped short. Only to be stopped short by a firm hand on my arm. It was Phi.
Hold it.
Why are you stopping me?
Because this isn't the time for that.
Huh? What do you mean this isn't the time for...
Look at the number 9 door.
Kay. Kay was indeed standing in front of the door. What? What is he?
No!
9. His BP is 9.
What?
Yeah, I feel like that should have been something we all kind of registered immediately, but okay. Suddenly we were all running toward Kay and the number 9 door. Whoopsie doopsie. Kay, what the hell do you think you're doing?
What am I doing? Well, that should be obvious. But if you insist, I am attempting to leave.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I assure you, I would do no such thing. I am perfectly serious. After a rational assessment of the facts, I have concluded that this is the wisest course of action. What is currently our highest priority? The answer is, of course, to save Quark. He must be taken to a hospital as soon as possible. For that to happen, one of us must escape and call for help. Currently, the only one of us capable of doing so is myself. That is why I intend to escape.
And leave us all behind.
Unavoidable. But as I said, I do intend to call for help.
Couldn't you have at least waited until the next round? Then you could have raised Quark's BP to 9 and taken him with you.
Good point, Luna.
And what would happen if Dio was Quark's opponent in the next round?
Also somewhat good point.
I have no illusions about what Dio would do. This is the most logical choice.
Yeah, but what you don't get, Kay, is that we're in space. And there is no, there are no police in
The
space.
number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Oh, wait! Where's Alice?
Ah, yes. Alice is in the AB room. She has collapsed. But you needn't be concerned. She is only sleeping.
Oh no! What did you do to Alice?
You will need to ask her yourself. I must take my leave.
Hey! God damn it! Wait!
Dio charged at Kay, but the larger man easily sidestepped him and tumbled nimbly through the door just before it closed. Man's a ballerina in that suit.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Well, alright then. Game over. A bad end. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we're getting... You know, I think we talked about this in the comments, but when I played 999, and I may have mentioned it in a previous episode, so I think I may be speaking... I'm rehashing something I've already said, but in 999, I played the game in a way that you could call probably the most inefficiently. Basically meaning that I had done all the possible routes before opening up any routes that required keys, so to speak. So I saw pretty much all the content that you could see, because you could play the game and inadvertently play it in such a way where you get a lot of the major reveals very quickly and then get to the end. But the way I did it, it was very roundabout, I guess you could say. And I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm doing that exactly. But I mean, I've gotten to the point where I've only got one more branch here that I haven't seen. And all that's left after that are all these green... all the locks, essentially. Although, I guess that's how it has to be, right? I think someone in the comments described it, maybe a few episodes ago, described it as like dominoes. You're setting these up, and then eventually you're going to knock them all down. Yeah. Let's get back here. This is, yellow route. So this is with Tenmyoji. And this is where we're going to betray. Instead of ally. This is the betray
10 seconds
Tenmyoji
remain
route.
until Ambidex game hold.
Well, you won.
Hang on a second. I want to test something, actually. This is a long sequence. I just want to check something out real quick.
Nope.
Well, fine. Never mind then, Fi.
You know,
Yep, we get the explanation. Okay.
rock.
Ah.
Damn it.
Huh. So I guess it's always, we always beat Fi here. That's interesting. I mean, it makes sense considering they were the only this only branches into ally or betray. Why have us do that at all then? Unless they mean to use it as like a metaphor or some explanation later. I know that they've done that in another visual novel where the characters played rock, paper, scissors, and then they used it as an example of, oh, but you see, there's a timeline where I chose paper, or, you know, something like that. Maybe it's because they made a whole they made a whole rock, paper, scissors and had you click on one. So, oh well. We will betray Tenmyoji because he has betrayed us, of course. It's what must be done. Okay, and we will do that next time, I think. Yes, I think that is appropriate. Next time, we will start this route here. Okay. Well, we got to see the Dio's scheme come to fruition. Yeah. You know, I guess our only hope was that the whoever was in charge of here, they should have put Excelavir in a plastic bottle. You know, they should. That was the real issue. You know, this all could have been avoided if they just didn't use a glass bottle or jar. That's the issue. So, alrighty. Yeah, and I'm still so curious about. Like, can we take Kay at his word when he says that he gives this altruistic reason why he wants to escape? Or is he just afraid? You know, is it similar to the idea when we allied with Tenmyoji over here, and Tenmyoji said, "Hey, someone's been murdered. I don't know who to trust. Of course, I'm going to pick betray." You know, is it? I want to. My instinct is telling me it's more like that second idea, that rather than altruism, it's more that. I mean, if you consider his plight for a second, you know, an amnesiac, stuck in a place where people start dying and you can't trust anyone, then yeah, I could see him wanting to make the play to get out of here whenever he can. So if that means allying when it's useful to ally, and then betray when it's useful to betray, sure. Yeah, I could understand that. Alrighty, hope you're all doing alright, and I'll see you next time for some more VLR. Bye-bye.